Yo, Uncle E, I need some advice. I've been on and off with my girl since I was 20 years old, and now I'm 27. She's the only woman I've ever been with sexually. I do love her, but I have the urge to go out and play the field and date. I am a Christian man, and I go to church, and I want to live a godly life because I personally think it's the best way to live, but I'm battling between being monogamous and being promiscuous. What do you think I should do? So this brings me back to my original point earlier when I was saying that I think the whole idea of boyfriend-girlfriend for adults is dumb. And I think that if you've been steady with somebody for 7 years and you are both adults, 20 to 27, that's 7 years of growing up together, becoming adults, having sex, she is your wife. Even in common law, I hate the fact that the government is involved in our lives in so many different perverted ways, including our marriages. The government does not belong in our marriage at all. But even if you don't marry a woman, you live with her for 7 years, guess what? The government says you marry. So might as well just do the damn thing and make her your wife, right? This is my opinion, right? Playing marriage and fornicating with somebody for 7 years is garbage, is a waste, is useless. And you know how I know it's useless? You know how I know it's garbage? Because you're still feeling wayward. You're still looking at other women. You're still wanting to go be promiscuous. What happened? You've been together for 7 years. It just means that we're not approaching this relationship in a mature way. I think that y'all just need to be real with one another, be with one another, and start making babies. That's my opinion, right? And then this battle on the inside with wanting to bone other women doesn't go away when you get married, right? When you get married. And I'm not saying you're going to get married, all of a sudden that's going to go away. But now you have a goal. Now you have a purpose in your life. When a man and a woman get together and they make a family, that becomes the primary vocation. And then you're not wasting, when you have a primary vocation like that, when you have a focus like that, when you're dedicated like that, till death do you part, there's no room for distractions, right? Part of the reason why, and look, I'm preaching and I understand that we're not all the same, whatever, and I'm lucky in a lot of ways, but had I been out there in my early 20s, I guarantee you I wouldn't be where I'm sitting today. I've been wasting so much time busting nuts and chasing chicks that I would have been burnt out. I would have probably been burnt out and had multiple babies' mamas. Guaranteed that would have been my life. But because I had one woman, had one business, one focus, one sport, one track mind, I was able to put all my eggs in one basket. It's like taking the power of the sun into that magnifying glass, you could burn down a whole forest. Focus. When you're being promiscuous, just think about that word. The word sounds like you spread wide. You're spilling your attention everywhere. And even as Christ says, you don't even have to put your dick in a woman, but if you're thinking about having sex with her, you already committed adultery. So one of the keys is stop looking at women. I talk about this many times. Just stop looking at them. Just don't look at them. Doesn't mean that they're not going to draw your attention, but you turn your head, you turn away. You turn away from them because they have that seductive satanic power over your penis, right? And if you give it any credence whatsoever, you could get lost. It's like Medusa. Or do you remember there's a story about like sailors. I can't remember. Sailors. They're men, all men on a ship, and they're discovering new land. They're doing some kind of big masculine adventure. And they have to watch out for the sirens. What are sirens? These are these beautiful sea creature women, mermaids, right? Mermaids. Of course, it's a mythical tale, but it tells you a point that a man is in his vessel, the man is in his focus, a man is on a mission. And if he's not careful while he's moving through that valley of sirens, they go crazy and they jump off the boat. So according to this, I don't remember if it's Greek mythology or whatever it is, according to this myth, when you're riding that boat, when you're in that ship, when you're going through the valley of sirens, you got to close your ears because they sing, and then they sing, you just fall away, right? Oh, they're so beautiful, and then you falling into the water, and then you're freaking gone. So you literally, according to that story, you got to close your ears, close your eyes, and move through it like this. I don't see you. Right? That's one of the best ways to avoid this temptation of promiscuity. The same way a fat dude would come to me and say, yo, E, I can't stop eating donuts. I say, then just stop going to the donut store. It's the same thing I'm saying with you. Don't go out. I don't know where you're seeing these women, if you're at Target or Walmart, or if you're out like where there are women that are throwing their shit around, right? You go to the dance club, you go to the bar, you go to the hot spot, the drop, right? What are you doing? What are you doing out there? So a lot of people will say, they'll argue with me and they'll say, oh, Elliot, but it's natural for a man to want to have multiple partners, right? And this is something like, even like Rollo Tomasi, who I like his books, I think he's got some great points. He'll say something like, unlimited access to unlimited women is what a man wants. But does that mean that we should have that? Just because I want that? Look, I want to drink wine and smoke weed all day, every day. Does that mean it's a good idea to do it? No. If you're obese and you want to eat donuts and ice cream all day, every day, does that mean that you should do it? No. Just because you want unlimited sex with unlimited women, does that mean you should do it? No. And all three of those examples are exactly the same. It's about being a slave to your most base instincts. We are men. We are noble creatures. We rise above our base instinct. And the more, I spoke about this earlier today, but the more control, the more mastery we have over our sexual prowess, the more powerful we are as a man in this world. So that means no jerking off, no watching porn, no staring at girls and trying to get that gushy gush new, right? All of that makes you a weak man. There's this myth, there's this lie in our culture, postmodern bullshit lie, that says that a man who slept with a lot of women, it must be a special man. He's a real man. Do you say that a man who eats a lot of donuts is a real man? It's pleasure seeking either way. It's pleasure seeking either way. And listen, I'm not in the marketplace like you guys, but from what I understand with these apps, that getting laid ain't no thing no more. There's no challenge. These women throw their legs open so easy, right? According to you guys, right? I'm not fucking these bitches. But according to you guys, like, yeah, you're almost sick with it sometimes with how much pussy there is out there. It's lost its value. Here's a really good saying I heard recently, that a woman's job is to retain her value and a man's job is to build his value. And what is a woman's value? Her value is in her sexuality. That's why when a girl comes out, she's just adored for what she is. Her sexuality is what's adored. So the job for the woman is to retain her value, which means don't give it away so easy. But these women have no value today because they give it away. They give it away. And you know what is also true? It's a father's responsibility to maintain the chastity of his wife, of his daughter. It's his job to maintain her value, right? And I don't know if that's too old school of an idea or not, but it gives me pause. It makes me think that I should talk to my daughters about these things, right? Don't give your value away so easy, right? Promiscuous culture, hookup culture is so bad in so many different ways, so damaging to the mind, so damaging to the body, and definitely damaging to family. And as a 27-year-old man, bro, I don't want to compare. But when I'm talking to you guys, I can only speak from my perspective. At 27, I already was on my fourth kid, right? 3, I think, was at the time. A couple months later, the fourth one came. I was already building my gym and competing in strongman. I wasn't a perfect man. I'm never a perfect man. But the whole point is I got my life underway. And you've been boning this woman for 7 years and you're still playing games, right? She gonna get bored of you too. She definitely gonna get bored of you because she's gonna hit the wall soon. 27 for a woman is what they call the epiphany phase. You know what an epiphany is? Epiphany is when you realize something. You know what they start realizing in their late 20s? Oh, damn, my eggs are starting to rot. Oh, damn, I'm not going to be able to keep up this lifestyle. I need somebody to buckle down with. I need somebody to make babies with. I need somebody that will be there for me as I grow old, because as a woman ages, her value decreases. So she's going to be looking to get locked down here pretty soon. I'm not sure if that's the conversation that came up, but I don't see why you'd want to do anything else. I love having sex with the same woman. Sex has gotten better over 25 years. We were talking about this yesterday. That's the craziest thing, right? That's the craziest thing, because most people will say, oh, you having sex with the same woman all that time, it must be boring. No. Does an orgasm ever get boring, right? I think it's just that they have attention deficit disorder and they have too many options. And when it comes to sexuality, if we have ADD and too many options, it leads to screwed up families, right? Broken families, broken homes, women who can't pair bond, guys who are simps. So sexual revolution is truly just sexual de-evolution. We're going down the wrong path. And I'm not calling you out to like shake my finger at you, because you, Lord knows I ain't a perfect man. But you fornicating, bro, right? You having sex with this girl for 7 years, you fornicating, why not be honest? Why not make her honest? She's already your wife, right? And start making babies. Because a man becomes a man when he starts racking up responsibilities, right? Rack up those responsibilities, man. Make some babies. Make some babies. Have a family, right? It don't have to be perfect. Bro, I started a family and I was $100,000 in credit card debt. I moved to a new state. I had no job, right? Again, I'm not bragging, but I'm saying you just got to get going. You got to get the ball rolling and watch how things unfold. You call yourself a Christian, you go into church, you want to live the right way, and I agree with you. It is the right way. It's the best way to live. It's the best way to live. It's funny because my wife and I were meeting new people, and because we're living in a new area, and she brought this up to me, and I agreed, and I was like, yeah, I noticed that. But the people that are worth networking with, the people that are worth getting our families involved with, every single time we find good people, they're Christian. They're living traditional lives. They have a husband and a wife that's together. That's so rare. That's so rare. Wow. With my kids, I prefer that they hang out with children that have real families. And it just turns out that every single time it's the case that there's a real family, it's like, oh, because they're Christian, right? I'm not saying Christians are perfect, but it's a perfect pattern to follow. If you're doing it, if you're actually doing the damn thing, right? And I think you could do it. I think you're on the right path. You just need to get a little bit getting over your effeminate ways of thinking, right? Be a man, be responsible, drop that seed, make that baby, have a family, and live happily ever after. Happily ever after, right? Is that a real thing? I like to say till death do you part. Right? That's a real thing, right? That's what they say when you get married, right? The priest, he don't say, and you'll live happily ever after, unless it's a fucking Disney movie. They say, until death do you part, right? That adds a whole new perspective to what marriage is. Marriage is actually two people helping each other get to heaven, right? She gonna die, I'm gonna die. Let's do this right. Cool, man. Well, I'm happy that you enjoyed that little rant. Hope that helps you, dude. Done. Yo, it's your bro, Elliot. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, you ought to know that it was a clip from one of my most recent King Transformation classes with my students, where, among other things, we get together about 4 or 5 hours a week and we speak on things as it relates to becoming kings in our lives in fitness, business, and with women. If that sounds like you and you want to join a like-minded group of men who are growing stronger every day, in every way in this degenerate age, then it's real simple. Just follow me on Instagram and then DM me the word King, K-I-N-G, and then me and my team will get back to the details to see if you qualify. I really hope to see you at the next meeting. Done.